going to work with a hip twist into the body area, like so. So we don't really want the pad to be held too far away from where the roundhouse kick is being worked. We want it at the front of the body. Okay? We're working from position this time, off the roundhouse kick, and into the reverse punch. So we're working 1, 2. Okay, so from position, just working on the two techniques, the roundhouse kick and the reverse punch, which we've actually started with today to work on. We're going to look at Bob and how he actually holds the pads for this position. Okay? First thing, it's important to work on the focus corridor, which is the line, the central line, which the techniques are being passed through. A lot of people, again, when they're holding focus pads, for the roundhouse kick, the pad will be held out here. And for the reverse punch, it will be held wide and down to the side. So we have two striking areas in two totally different areas. Far too much width. We're going to narrow them down to the actual corridor, bearing in mind the striking areas for the roundhouse kick is the side of the head, and for the reverse punch, the centre. All the time, not going too far across with the kick and not letting the punch get pulled. So as Bob's working, and no matter what technique he's working, he's maintaining as much as he can. Even if the techniques are brought off the lead leg or the back leg, he's maintaining his posture and his position within an imaginary corridor. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to talk briefly now about the advantages of working our techniques within that imaginary corridor. If we're in a fighting position, in a square-off position, it's very important, if Bob is throwing a punch, say off the front hand, that he keeps the technique tight into the body. Because under pressure, all I might see of Bob is a visible mass. Once that punch comes away from the visible mass and out of the corridor, I've already seen it, and I'm ready for a counter-strike. Okay? And it's the same with the kick. If Bob works a lead leg kick and he keeps it within the corridor, that kick does not come out of the visible mass. Not as easily seen by myself. But if the roundhouse kick comes too round, the technique's seen and countered. Not only is the technique seen visibly, but it's also taking a longer route, which is taking further and longer to get to me. So those are the advantages in a combat area regarding the corridor. Using various martial arts, from boxing to karate, has many advantages. The main advantage is it's a training partner that will always be there. I think we all go through stages in our martial arts training where we have training partners who don't turn up. Another advantage, it's a partner that won't hit your back. Okay? And the third and most important thing of a punch bag, he won't talk to you between rounds. So really, we can look at the bag in various ways. I personally prefer to work the bag without any padded equipment, as in bag mitts or feet protectors. And I prefer to work a heavy bag as opposed to a light bag. But obviously if you're starting out in your martial arts training, it's not always a good idea to pick a heavy bag to start with. It's very important to try and get a light filled bag, possibly filled with light rags or something. This one is packed very tightly with sand and has actually got some stone on the inside to strengthen the bag and to add weight to it. So it's good for building up the actual condition of the knuckles. I'm just going to demonstrate a few techniques on the bag. First of all, depending on what your actual martial arts system is obviously depending on how you're going to work the bag. I'm going to pick a couple of kicks to start with, and rather than working the lead leg as a flick technique, I'm going to use the rear leg. And I'm going to pick 2 rear leg techniques. Because I can work the bag not only in combination, which is a more advanced level, but I can work it just to pick and practice specific one-off basic techniques. The first one I'm going to work from a normal stance is working a roundhouse kick off the back leg by simply working into the bag and bringing it back to stance. The benefits I'm getting from working the bag is I'm conditioning the front of the foot for impact and also practicing the mechanics and the technique of the technique. Okay? So we're working and back. One more time. The second technique we're going to work, and the bag is ideal for developing power in all your side techniques, as in side kicks, spinning side kicks and spinning back kicks. Because of the width of the bag, we don't need always a training partner to support the bag, and if we do have a training partner there, we're not going to damage the person behind the bag by just using a slender shield as protection. So we're going to work from stance, just again, working a basic kick, not in a combination format, just as a one-off technique, and working it from stance, and working the back kick into the bag. Okay, just using the bag as a target area. So we've worked the 2 techniques basically. You can pick any technique, whether it be an elbow strike, a knee strike, a punching technique, a striking technique, any technique you wish to use, the bag is there for you to work. I picked a couple of kicking techniques today to work on my basic format. The bag can also be great for building up stamina and endurance and for fluency within the technique. So I suggest you get yourself a bag, get it hung up and get working out. Okay, see you next issue.